Greetings, beautiful people. Making another video for you guys. We're in week 11. So our week starts on Monday, October 26th, and it ends on Sunday, November the 1st. Technically, our week goes from Monday through Friday, but I've been allowing the weekend, including the weekend as part of our week for those who need a couple of extra days to get the assignments done. So in this very short slideshow, you'll see I'm going to go over the schedule, so the entire schedule for the whole semester. I'll talk a little bit about our topic, just preview it, and then I'll focus on the assignments that are due this week. Here's what we've been up to. So in week 1, we started off with the history of psychology and also an introduction into the modern perspectives. We asked the question, what is psychology? And we answered that question with the very basic: psychology is the scientific study of human thoughts and behavior. All right. This definition hopefully has evolved as the semester has gone on, but in week 1, we got it all started. In week 2, we talked about the science of psychology. So how do psychologists study people? What tools do they use? They use the scientific method. They use both quantitative and qualitative research methods, and they basically want to find out what makes people tick. All right, in weeks 3 and 4, we looked at the biological basis of behavior, and our question was, what role does biology play in shaping behavior? So remember, back in week 1, you learned about the biopsychosocial model, and this is saying that if you really want to understand people, you need to consider that they are biological creatures, they're influenced by their social surroundings, and every person has a unique mind. So thoughts, reasoning ability. All right. In week 5, we looked at human growth and development, and we asked how and in what ways do people change over their lifespans. There's an entire class that I teach on this subject called DEP 2004. And if you're a nursing student or early childhood education major, then sign up for me. All right. In week 6, we talked about learning. In this chapter, like we said, there's a lot of different types of learning. We mainly focused on classical and operant conditioning and observational learning. And then we, looked at some of the biological constraints and also some of the ways that cognition affects learning. In week 7, we turned our attention to memory. And memory is another topic that is very fascinating and very complicated. But we mainly focused on encoding, storage, and retrieval, getting information in, keeping it there, and then pulling it out. In week 8, that was our midpoint, and we had our first big test, test 1. So you were halfway through the semester, and we're at 245 points. So I'll continue to talk about what we've been up to, and then I'll also discuss what's coming up next. So in weeks 9 and 10, you read about thinking, language, and intelligence. And you answered a discussion question, you did some achieve assignments, and you were working on your paper. Now this week, your topic is going to be social psychology. You can earn 40 points, and you have a couple of assignments that are due. I'm going to spend more time on this week's assignments coming up on the next few slides. So I'm going to fast forward and just let you know some of the topics that are coming up are personality, psychological disorders, therapy, and a host of other topics based on the group projects. We still have plenty more assignments for you to complete. And remember, there are a total of 600 points in this class. You only need 540 points to get an A. If you score between 539 and 480 points, you'll be assigned a B. Between 479 and 420, a C. 419 and 360, a D. And 359 and below is not passing. I'm going to challenge you to try to identify 1 or 2 personal lessons from each chapter, each topic, so that this information can be useful to you as you progress through your academic career, and perhaps even transferring the information to your everyday life. Assignments or ways to earn points this week. I'm sitting outside while I'm doing this video, so you'll hear birds chirping, and right now there's a helicopter or something going by. Hopefully you can still hear me clearly. But anyway, you'll have 3 assignments this week and you'll earn a total of 40 points. The first way you earn points is through completing the Achieve assignment. So it's listed as Achieve 8 in Canvas. You log into your Achieve platform and there are 5 designated assignments. Those assignments are Learning Curve 12A, Learning Curve 12C, Video Activity, The Wisdom of Groups, Chapter 12 Practice Quiz, and the video Hidden Prejudice Implicit Association Test. It's just the video. So those are the 5 assignments that you'll complete in the Achieve platform, and then you'll log into Canvas and you'll give a very short reflection. This reflection can be 1 paragraph, so 3 sentences, 3 to 5 sentences. It could be 2 paragraphs. You're simply going to let me know which assignments you did, what you liked, what you didn't like, and what you learned. Okay? Keep it brief, but give some substance. All right, this is how you'll earn 10 points. Now, if you've lost points in the past for these Achieve assignments, here's how you might have lost points. You didn't complete all 5 Achieve assignments. I periodically go through the Achieve gradebook and I look to see if students are actually completing the assignments. So if I look in and I see that you only completed 1 of the 5 assignments, you're not going to get full credit. If I notice you did, 3/4 of it, you're going to get most of the credit, but not all of the credit. In addition to not completing the assignments in Achieve, there's another way to lose points. Suppose you did all 5 assignments, but then you didn't log into Canvas and do the reflection. Okay, it's not that hard, man. Just do the reflection, right? We're talking about your own reaction, your own opinion. And you might be thinking, oh, this is busy work. No, I don't like to give busy work. Reflecting is a way to organize thoughts, to condense the learning or consolidate the learning, and to kind of remind yourself. So this is a way for me to help you immerse yourself in the data, or not the data, but the information, so that it can, you can become even more comfortable with it. All right, the next way to earn points is with the discussion. And this discussion is going to be worth 5 points. You'll earn 3 points for making your initial post by Friday, October 30th, and then you need to respond to 2 classmates by Sunday, and that's how you get your 5 points. Now, if you didn't get full credit on the discussion board in the past, here's some of the things that I see people doing. Giving a weak initial post, or just evaluating peers without adding to the learning environment. A substantive post is one in which it's organized, it's mostly grammatically correct, it's easy to read, and it's filled with content. So in other words, you answer the question and you refer back to your course textbook or to a video or to some information you gleaned from reading an article or a book or some information from another class, but you're going beyond just your personal opinion, your own personal thoughts. Now, you will obviously share your thoughts, your feelings, but you want to add in some substance too. When you're responding to peers, make sure you address your class member by name and always sign your posts, whether it's your initial post or your response to peers. All right, so that's 5 points. The last way to earn points this week is by completing quiz 3. And quiz 3 is worth 25 points. You'll be given about 14 multiple choice questions and 1 short answer question, and you'll have 25 minutes to complete this assessment. This is all based on Chapter 12, Social Psychology. On the next slide, I'll talk more about social psychology. Chapter 12, Social Psychology. Social psychology is a wonderful topic, okay? I used to teach social psychology when I lived in California, and I taught this class all the time over a 10-year span. I taught it for the first time at CF last year. Professor Bernhardt and I pitched this class to the curriculum committee, and it was approved. So now you can take social psychology here at CF. The course code is SOP 2001, and we talk all about like cults and attraction and aggression, conformity, all kinds of wonderful stuff. In our textbook, we're just skimming the surface. So it's Chapter 12. You're going to see it's broken down into social thinking and social influence, antisocial relations, and then pro-social relations. I actually am going to include the introductory slideshow from my social psychology class in Canvas, so that you can get like a brief lecture, a mini lecture on the basics of social psychology. P4, the paper. All right, so you have completed P1, P2, and hopefully P3. And those assignments totaled 50 points. And this last assignment, P4, totals 50 points. So altogether, that's 100 points. In P1, you basically brainstormed. You figured out what your topic was. You came up with a rough working research question, and you looked at how you might be biased about your topic and what you already knew about your topic. And so you came up with, a starting point. In P2, you went out and you found resources that could help you better understand your topic. And you analyzed those resources to see were they quality and what they could do for you. All right, in P3, you provided an overall skeleton, an outline of your actual project, and you married the topics and subtopics to the references that you had, the resources from P2. All right, so in P4, you pull it all together and you write a 2 to 4 page paper. This 2 to 4 pages does not include your cover page or your reference page. Now, I want you to keep in mind that this paper is worth 50 points, and here's how you're going to earn those points. I look at how thoroughly you address your topic. Okay, so complete. Asking myself, did this student give us an introduction? Did they have a body that had supporting facts? And then was there a conclusion? So say what you're going to say it, and then say what you said. All right. For correct, I'm looking at the accuracy of the information that you provided. Did you include in-text citations? Did you rely mostly on the valid, reliable information, or more just on your thoughts and your feelings? Remember, this is a science class, right? This is a social science class, and you're expected to use research that is reliable and valid. Okay, so now that your paper is complete and it's correct, I'm looking at the clarity. All right. Is your paper organized? Did you use headings? Is it logical and easy to follow? Is your grammar touched up and cleaned up? I'm looking at the flow of the paper. So complete, correct, clear, and then creative. Is this an original document? Did you make this paper? Does it reflect your own flair, your own style? You don't want to have a paper that's just a bunch of quotes. No, you want to paraphrase those quotes and put it in your own words, and you want to let your voice come through in the paper. The last way that you'll be evaluated is the overall impression. Okay, if the paper feels, if the tone is completely off, like too stiff, or not academic enough, either or is not good. You're trying to be Goldilocks. Aim for the middle. You want it to have an academic vibe, but you don't want it to be, so far-fetched. We are in general psychology. Okay, so this paper is due on the 8th, so you want to try to get it in on time. You can start working on it now. There are people available to help you at the library, so I would say use the link from the student portal so that you can get some help if you need help. I'm able to answer general questions, but I'm not able to pre-grade your paper. Once you turn this paper in once, it will be graded. I will not be pre-grading. All right. The group project, yay! I have received a lot of emails and I've talked to a lot of students, and some of y'all in this class y'all tripping, okay? Some of y'all leaving your group members hanging. I don't like that. Please don't do that. If you're somebody who has not reached out to your group, go ahead and reach out to your group and let them know that you are available and you want to get a good grade and you want to learn about the topic, okay? It's not too late. This project is due on the 15th of November, and only the members whose names are on the cover slide are going to get credit. So you definitely want to contribute in a meaningful way. Now, I've went over this before, but I'm going to say it again. If you and maybe 2 other members are working together, so altogether that's 3 of you, and you're consistently working together, just go ahead and move forward, okay? It's possible that another member may emerge right before the due date, and if they show themselves available in enough time for you to let them incorporate what they have done that doesn't infringe on what you've already done, that would be awesome. Now, if they show up, 2 days, a day before the due date, I can't be mad if you guys don't want to let that person in the group. If it turns out that you're that person who has had a lot going on and you just weren't able to contribute to the group project, do know that it was your responsibility to handle this, but you're not screwed. This assignment is worth 100 points. And in the event that you miss out on the group project, you can come to me and I will usually give you an alternate assignment that is not very desirable and you can't get an A or B on the assignment. But if you work really hard, you could still possibly get a C on the assignment and a C or a D, and that way you don't have to fail the class. That's not the best option, but in the case where there's you know, a legitimate reason for a person not contributing to the project, that is an option that I have used in the past. All right, so as you can see, I've included the rubric one more time, and you can find this also in the group project module, but you're graded on some of the same things that you're graded on in the paper. I'm looking at the content, the clarity, the originality, application. Is there a real world connection between what you studied and, you know, this using it in everyday life? How is your topic relevant for the discipline of psychology? Looking at also teamwork, so group cohesion and flow, and then the overall quality. That's all, folks.